On June 2025, leaders of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, gathered in Abuja, Nigeria, for a high-stakes summit marking the bloc's 50th anniversary. This historic meeting came at a turning point for the region, as ECOWAS grapples with the formal departure of three key member states, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. At the summit, heads of state officially endorsed transition plans to adapt ECOWAS operations after the exit of the Sahel Trio, who now form the breakaway Alliance of Sahel States. Key institutions previously based in these countries will be relocated and regional cooperation efforts reshaped. Despite rising insecurity in the region, ECOWAS reaffirmed its commitment to peace, launching steps to strengthen its standby force and address jihadist threats destabilizing the Sahel and coastal West Africa. As the July 29th deadline for the six-month transition approaches, all eyes are on whether diplomacy can bridge the divide or whether West Africa's unity will be redefined for good. ECOWAS at 50 is not just celebrating a legacy, it is being tested by history.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot conclude my remarks without saying a word or two about the recent withdrawal of three member states from ECOWAS. Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso are not only members, they are founding members of ECOWAS. Their withdrawal is therefore a setback for our community, albeit temporary. However, I am pleased to inform you that we have agreed during a recent meeting with the foreign ministers of the three countries that until the conclusion of a new agreement on our future relations, the status quo remains with respect to trade and freedom of movement, establishment and settlement. In other words, we have agreed to safeguard the gains of regional integration realized over the past 50 years. We have also agreed to work on conditions that will facilitate strong collaboration on peace and security. Thus, our regional market has not shrunk. Our people have not been divided. This, Excellencies, is a mark of resilience as a region. It's a mark of our resilience as a region and a major cause for celebration. Happy 50th anniversary to all of you. Thank you. Excellency, Madam Salma Malika Haddadi, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Excellency, Ambassador of the Republic of Senegal and Dean of the ECOWAS Ambassadors, Excellency, the Ambassador of Ethiopia to the African Union and the host of the African Union institutions here in Ethiopia, Excellency, the representative of the Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Excellencies, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps and the regional deans, Excellencies, members of the ECOWAS Group of Ambassadors and permanent representatives to the African Union, Excellencies, ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps and representatives of international organizations, citizens of ECOWAS member states and citizens of African Union member states, distinguished representatives of partner institutions and partner countries, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor and privilege to take part in the commemoration of the Golden Jubilee of ECOWAS here in Addis Ababa, Africa's diplomatic city. I would like to express our appreciation to His Excellency Muhammad Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union, as well as the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, for not only gracing this occasion with their presence, but also for hosting this event within the African Union Commission premises. We are grateful to all of you in attendance for honoring our invitation and for coming here to rejoice with us. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, on 28th May 1975, our leaders in West Africa succeeded in overcoming numerous obstacles. Obstacles which are colonial in nature, ideological, linguistic, and historical in nature, to establish the economic community of West Africans. We therefore celebrate 5 decades of regional solidarity, of standing side by side through times of hope and hardship, and of building the most integrated regional economic community on the African continent. Today, ECOWAS represents more than an institution. It is a symbol of the enduring aspiration of over 400 million people. In these 5 decades, our community has made remarkable strides which, in our view, give us reason to celebrate. We have integrated 400 million people in a single space and enabled them to enjoy freedom of movement and establishment across the region with a common passport and a common identification card. We have advanced intra-regional trade with the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, allowing traders and big companies alike to exploit the benefits of an enlarged market. We have implemented a common external tariff, thereby easing international trade with other parts of the world. We are developing critical regional infrastructure, such as the 1,000-kilometer Lagos-Abidjan Corridor Highway, which seek to enhance the physical integration of our markets and communities. We have built a regional electricity market with the aim of improving access to energy for households and businesses in the 14 member states that are already connected. Our regional bank, the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, has mobilized and committed over $4.5 billion in investment across the region. Investments covering public and private sector development projects. Our West Africa Health Organization has supported member states to address diseases and epidemics across the region. Other key institutions such as Community Court of Justice, Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering, and the Community Parliament have helped advance governance, rule of law, and the protection of human rights. Beyond offering diverse support and strengthening healthcare and food systems, we have invested in our valuable people. We have invested in our valuable resources, and that is our people, by promoting gender equality, youth empowerment, and human capital development. We have upheld democracy by enacting and implementing appropriate protocols. ECOWAS military interventions to put an end to violent conflict in Liberia and Sierra Leone, and the ongoing missions in Guinea-Bissau and the Gambia point to a remarkable track record in peace support operation of a region that remains united in purpose. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the 50th anniversary is not only a moment for celebration, it is also a moment for reflection and introspection. Yes, we may have succeeded in integrating 400 million people in a single space and allowed 15,000 companies or over 15,000 companies to trade in over 50,000 produce within the trade liberalization schemes. Yet, our intra-community trade remains low. Insecurity too remains a major challenge, with terrorist groups disrupting lives in the northern part of the region and threatening coastal countries. These challenges have prompted our leaders to sign on 28th May 2025 a declaration reaffirming their commitment to ECOWAS ideals. In practical terms, this means a collective resolve to address supply-side constraints, remove non-tariff barriers, as well as address infrastructure and energy deficits. It also means a resolve to work collectively to address insecurity by reactivating ECOWAS standby force of 5,000 strong personnel. In this regard, we welcome the adoption of Resolution 2719 of the United Nations Security Council and call on all our partners to support the African Union and the regional economic communities in ensuring an effective implementation of the resolution. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, ECOWAS has enjoyed great collaboration with the African Union and the various entities of the United Nations. We have had great working relations with successive chairpersons and managements of the African Union Commission and the special representatives of the Secretary General and heads of the United Nations offices for West Africa and the Sahel. Our development partners have also demonstrated unwavering faith in us and have continued to support our integration project. These development partners include multilateral partners such as the European Union, the African Development Bank, the World Bank, and bilateral partners such as Germany, China, Canada, United States, France, Sweden, United Kingdom, and the others. We remain grateful to all of them.